welcome back to another video. So I'm going to show you how I do an infill. Now this nail, the product on this nail is flexigel, and as you can see it's not a real finger, it's my Thumbelina friend, and she's come for an infill. Her nail has grown out significantly, couldn't get my word out, significantly. I'd say about 4 weeks. So we're going to do that. So I am applying, I'm going to be using, a 180 grit. Now this is a new file, so I'm going to take an older file and just go over those edges, because obviously I don't want to cut her cuticles. You're going to push the cuticles back, and then we're going to file. So as you can see, this nail, it's got top coat on, and it's slightly misshapen now because obviously it's grown out. So we're going to straighten up those side walls, and then we're going to file that top coat off. So when you come to a soak off, always remember, file your top coat off first. Okay? Make sure you file that top coat off first before soaking your flexigel. And you want to file at least 90% of that product before soaking off. So that's just a little tip for if you're wanting to remove them. Now I'm taking that file and I'm just going where that product is. I'm not going onto the natural nail, I'm actually on the product. And because you don't want to go over the natural nail, not with a 180 anyway. Not with a new 180, because obviously it's fairly rough. So you're just concentrating on that area where your product is. Where it's grown out, really. She keeps losing her fingers. So yeah. Going over, I'm just removing that apex because I'm doing a rebalance and I'm applying that apex back in, so I want to make sure that the old one has gone because it's grown out. I just want to say, I may not be explaining myself very good, I'm not a teacher, although I have been told to go and do the course. I am not a teacher. I'm just showing you how I myself do an infill and what my routine is. You know, some people might say, oh no, that's not what we do. Well, we're all different, we all got taught different, so you know, at the end of the day we get the same result, and that's it. So I'm taking a 240 grit file here, and I'm only filing the natural nail, because obviously new growth, so it's going to have had oils on there and stuff, so you want to get rid of the shine, and then we're going to dehydrate, which I'm using the prep here from Ugly Duckling. If you haven't got anything like that, you can use acetone. That will dehydrate the nails and take any oils out of that nail. Now I'm going to base coat. You don't have to do the whole nail, but I do. Only because I'm applying the flexigel over and creating that apex. But if you've only had a small amount of growth, then you only really need to do the natural nail that's regrown. So yeah. Now I'm going to take natural pink, sorry. I'm going to get my bead and I'm going to apply it onto the nail. And I'm going to use my beautiful brush that I use all the time, and I would not work without it when it comes to flexigel, because you know, yeah, it's just my favourite brush. So yeah, we're keeping that product away from the skin, because we don't want to get any overexposure, because if you get product on your skin, you may not get a reaction the first time or the second time or the third time, but it can be months and it can be years later when you actually build up an allergic reaction. And trust me, when it hits, it hits. So to save that, don't get it on your skin. Keep it away from your skin. It's just better to be safe than sorry. I've had allergic reactions. I had it for a year and a half. And stupid me, I still kept working with products while my hands were that bad, and I didn't cover my hands because my hands sweat, and the sweating in the gloves didn't make it any better either. And yeah, a year and a half my hands took to heal. I couldn't do any flexigel. I couldn't do anything. My hands were they were constantly itching. It was that itchy, I wanted to chop my hands off. So, allergic reactions, they are quite serious and they can develop very quickly. It could be a couple of hours, days, do you know what I mean? It's just better to be safe than sorry. Also as well, make sure you wash your hands after you've done your nails, because any dust, so any uncured product can also cause reactions as well. So always make sure you wash your hands after you've applied product. So yeah, I'm just filing around that cuticle area, making sure it's nice and smooth. I think my apex was a little bit too high for the length of the nail that I've got, so I'm just taking it down just a little bit. Just going around that cuticle. And I'm just going around that side wall as well, and over the barrel. Now I've turning the nail over. You can see if one side has more product on than the other, and if it has, then obviously you can file it. I'm sorry, you might be able to hear my kitchen fan. It's currently on. I've got food cooking. So when you're happy with that, check your side walls. Make sure that they're nice and straight, and give them a file. You want to make sure that they're dead straight and they're coming out of that side wall. I'm going to brush all that dust away. So this would be the time where you could say to your client, could you please go and wash your hands? And then when they come back to you, their hands are not, well, obviously after you've buffed, do your buffing first, and then go and wash your hands. Try not to use like the hand washes, because they have certain I can't pronounce the word, it begins with an L, linian or something like that in there, which can cause lifting. So just give your hands a quick swirl. So I've applied the base coat again, because I'm applying colour. So yeah. So I'm keeping my application really thin. You don't want to go in thick. If you ever find that your nail crinkles, wrinkles, or just doesn't feel like it's cured enough and it still feels squishy, that's because you've applied it too thick. So you need to apply it nice and thin. So you probably need about 2 or 3 thin layers depending on the pigment of your product. So for this nail, should I say, because I'm applying it nice and thin, I do only need 2 coats, it's quite a good coverage considering. So yeah, then I'm going to get a long detailing brush. I'm going to get a tiny bit of that product on it, and I'm just going to go around that cuticle, and this is going to give me a really even, nice, clean finish around that cuticle area. So no bumpies, no uneven, yeah, no unevenness, just really nice shaping around that cuticle area. And this is the second layer. For those of you that do watch, this is really mainly for the flexigel girls that watch. Most of my other followers know what they're doing, but this is specifically for flexigel ladies. There we go, just making sure that that product is where I want it, making sure all the edges are covered. And then we're going to top coat. And remember as well, make sure that you're capping around that side wall and the other side wall and around the free edge as well. This is going to prevent your nail from chipping, and it will help them last longer. Just making sure I'm getting all that top coat right around that edge. And that's it, guys, that's it, all done. I hope you find that helpful. So yeah, if you're applying cuticle oil, wait a couple of minutes before applying it to the nail, because otherwise it will dull your shine. Okay, so wait for your nail to cool down after being in the lamp, and then apply your cuticle oil. Thanks for watching, ladies, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.